fun.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value of Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks at StocktonCon.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of StocktonCon. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, man, shout out to Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big O's, San Jose. We done shut the shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank
Oh, you didn't know. You better let somebody know. Yes, I'm the big time, and this is your Value Wrestling post-show review from Monday Night Raw for April 15th, 2024. It's a solo show. It's a one-man show. It's all me. It's just gonna be me. It's gonna be me, and you can believe that. We are gonna run this back and get it done just like we do it. Yeah, you know it. Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen, started off with a mixed bag of emotions as we had Rhea Ripley come to the ring. It had been reported all day that Rhea Ripley had been injured last Raw or during WrestleMania. At some point, she had sustained an injury and wasn't going to be able to continue her title reign and was going to have to relinquish her title. So Rhea Ripley comes out with her arm in a sling, looking very down, very upset, very disgruntled in the fact that she was going to have to come out here and relinquish her title. She comes out and says, she says it's obvious we know what's going on. After the attack from last week, she's being told that she is stuck on the bench for a few months. She has been told, no, she's angry right now, pissed. She's been told she needs to vacate the one thing that means the most to her. And we get a BS chant through the crowd, chanting loudly. She then lays down the title on the mat and says this is all because of Liv Morgan, a stupid revenge tour. Rhea could have actually had some respect for her, but she blindsided Rhea like the coward that she is. She knows why, too. She would have dropped Liv where she stood. So this is a warning to whoever wins her title. She will drop them. She then tells Liv that she's going to destroy her. Liv Morgan's music, of course, hits, and Little Spitfire is not scared. She comes out, but security gets in between them. Adam Pearce had been in the ring at that time. He gets in between them. They hold Liv back, and she smiles, shedding fake tears for Rhea. Rhea allows herself to be held back as well. She eventually headbutts one of the security guards, and Rhea Ripley is now relinquished her title. Liv Morgan, we'll have to see where she gets to play into all of this and how it's all going to play out. Sad to see Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley having to lay down the title tonight. She's had a great run after her huge victory over Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. We thought she had great things coming. It looked like they were going to build Liv Morgan up in a great way. Hopefully they'll continue to build Liv Morgan up in a way. Going forward, she may be the champion on the next step. If Rhea's going to be out for a little while, it may be Liv Morgan's time to hold the title, and we'll have to see what happens. Anyway, Sheamus is here, and he'll be in action tonight. We come back. Rhea walking up to the Judgment Day. They all hug. Damian Priest tells her they know when she comes back, she'll be more badass than she is right now because she is Rhea Bloody Ripley. Rhea tells her to keep JD on top and to look after Dom. Rhea walks away, and Rhea is now gone. Sheamus is here. His last match was August of 2023. He gets a hell of a reaction. He has some new trunks, more green than ever. Instead of the shorts, he's got more of a boxer brief looking tights, and Sheamus is here, and he's going to take on Ivar. Ivar recently in NXT, locking it up, making a name for himself down there. But tonight, he's rocking it up on Raw with a Sheamus. The bell rings, and Ivar gives a bit of a pause to let the crowd soak it all in. They lock up to a stalemate. Another, and Sheamus gets a side headlock to the ropes, tackle sends Ivar to the ropes. He hits his own. Sheamus back into the ropes, the other man backs down. Sheamus wants a fight. He hits a hard right. Ivar next. They go back and forth to the rope. Shoulder tackle sends Ivar down. Sheamus tries to beat down on the chest against the ropes, but Ivar hangs him up. Ivar in, and he quarters Sheamus, but Sheamus reverses, climbs the top ropes with Ivar. White noise off the second turnbuckle. We go to break. We come back to Sheamus hitting a power slam. He gets Ivar to the apron, and here we go. 10 beats to the Bowery. He tries to lift Ivar, but Ivar steps down, hits a big boot spinning kick to Sheamus. Ivar to the top rope, big splash cover for the 1 and 2, and Sheamus kicks out. Ivar with right hand, Sheamus begs for more. Ivar cartwheels, hits a running knee springboard, but Sheamus hits his own knee. Sheamus drops the knee pad. He runs with a knee into Ivar's face. The crowd loves it. Sheamus in the corner. He comes up with a bro kick, and he gets to cover 1, 2, 3. Good solid match here. Went on to be a 10-minute, 30-second match. But a solid match as it is and as it stands. Sheamus making his first night back after being gone since August. And it's good to see Sheamus back in better shape than ever. Can't wait to see what they're going to do with him going forward. Sheamus is definitely good to have back. I think we're excited about that. We're going to have to see what they're going to do with him. He took on Ivar tonight. A great matchup. We'll see what comes next for Sheamus. They didn't say that Sheamus has never won the Intercontinental title. Are they going to start up that storyline again? We'll have to wait and see, especially since Sami Zayn is the Intercontinental Champion. Triple H's music hits, and I think this threw everybody off because we didn't know Triple H was going to come out, but he did. And when he comes out, and it seems like there's some belts on the table, and Adam Pearce is in the ring. Some people were trying to figure out if it was 1 or 2 belts. If it was 1 belt, people were thinking this was going to be the debut of the Big Wing Eagle belt, but no. Triple H says Mania started a new era, and that new era altered the tag team division. Pearce says Raw and SmackDown deserve titles they can be proud of, so let's bring out the champions. Here is Awesome Truth, The Miz, and R-Truth. You deserve a chance. Ring out through the arena. Truth and Miz hold their old Raw titles. The chant gets Truth to doing a jumping split. Triple H would like to be the first to say, "What's up?" and shake their hands. Triple H says, personally seeing Truth have that Mania moment was awesome. Going forward, they will be known as the World Tag Team Champions. And I will be wearing the new tag team belts. Truth goes buck wild, saying he's seen a rabbit come out of a hat. He's seen ladies cut in a hat, but he's never seen a trick like that. He knows a good magician when he sees one. He just made titles appear out of thin oxygen. That boy good. Laugh out loud. The Miz explains that Triple H is not a magician, and Truth says that's exactly what a magician would say. Everybody used to be able to see little Jimmy, so what else is Triple H hiding? Miz tells Truth this is what they wanted. This is their chance to elevate the tag team division, their chance to take the titles to new heights, which is why Triple H, Truth says, where's Triple H? He sees right through Tommaso Ciampa. He goes Triple H right to his face. Tommaso Ciampa. Miz stops Truth and says they will try one more thing. Miz tells Truth and Fringe that they are the new tag team. These are the new tag team titles, and they belong to them. Truth says yes, but in French, and they start a chant. Truth asks if he can take them now. Triple H just wants to go. He hands them the titles and walks away. They take the red titles, and he takes the red titles and hands them the other one and shakes their hand. And we have new tag team champions. Adam Pearce asked why they chased away the boss, but they need to find a new number one contender. So we're having a triple threat match right now to see who's going to be the number one contenders for those tag team titles. We got new tag team titles. Some people are going to like these. Some people aren't going to like them. They match the current world title feel. The women's world title, the men's world title, and of course now the SmackDown titles all have that same vibe and feel, which is awesome. So we're going to have to see how that plays out going forward. And I'm assuming we're going to get new tag team titles for SmackDown. So it'll be interesting to see what they look like on SmackDown. These titles look great. I think they have a nice look. They're so much better than this plates, the silver and brass plates that we've had for so long with the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships. So it'll be nice to see these titles. It's nice to see these titles change after a long time of having those titles. It just never felt anything of significance. Hopefully now we're going to see the tag team division get important. And of course, right after this, we got a triple threat tag team match for the new number one contendership. R-Truth and Miz, the Awesome Truth, stood by commentary and watched at ringside as DIY, the New Day, and the Creed brothers all went at it to see who would be a number one contender. The Creed brothers had a pretty dominant match throughout this. The New Day had pretty high spots in and out. Ciampa would do some good moves here. He would get Brutus and Woods. Ciampa with Project Ciampa for a 2 count. Ciampa gets a Triple H chance and tries for a pedigree. Possibly Kofi escapes and tags in Woods. Woods with an honor roll to Gargano. Brutus comes in for a belly to belly, but Woods boxes the ears, slides under, check to the 10, tag to Kofi. Ciampa is up, kick to Woods. Kofi flies over the back with a kick to the side of the head. Woods sends Ciampa into the post. He lifts Ciampa in a wheelbarrow. Kofi hits a famouser. In comes Julius to lift Kofi out of the pin and sends him flying belly to Woods. One for Gargano. Ciampa with a waist block. Julius switches, hits a suplex, tag to Brutus. Brutus splashes Ciampa and Gargano in the corner. Northern Lights with Ciampa locked up. Julius with his own on Woods for a 1-2. Julius gets Ciampa on his shoulders. Brutus to the top rope. Kofi shoots him off right into a super kick from Woods. Julius runs up the corner, superplex, but Woods flies off with an elbow. Meet in the middle to Woods, and Ciampa gets the cover. And DIY is your winner and new number one contenders. They will be facing the tag team champions next week on Monday Night Raw. This is a good solid match, another 10 minutes and 32 seconds of some great wrestling right here on Raw. And it was a great night. Here, like I said, this is a good night. DIY is the right winners here. Unfortunately, the DIY may be taking those straps off of the Awesome Truth next week. This is going to be a continuing story. It's going to be interesting to see how they get this going. But yes, the Awesome Truth versus DIY next week for the tag team titles was a good solid match. You gotta love it. The Creed brothers look good in this. New Day doing what they need to do, and DIY coming out on top again like they should. Good solid match. I mean, you know, it was a good three-way dance for a tag team number one contendership, and can't wait to see how we get these played out next week and how that continues. Excuse me. Got to get a drink in there to stay fresh, stay active, and keep on going. All right. We'll put that down for a moment. Keeping tabs. All right. Always getting updates. Always checking the Twitter to see if anything has happened within the last little bit, but it doesn't seem like too much is going on since Ross left the air. Anyways, we get a recap of CM Punk screwing over Drew McIntyre last week. We are live with Jackie Redmond, who's surprised as Drew McIntyre is simply laughing at the footage. Drew stops smiling, kicks something nearby, and storms off. Tag team match, Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile here to take on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae being built up to turn heel. We've been waiting to see how this is going to play out and where Indy Hartwell would lie. So this match was telling. Indy and Ivy start the match. Ivy with a quick pin gets a 1, side headlock into a sunset flip off the ropes and a pin for a 2. Ivy kicks out. Indy catches a second, but Ivy hits an enziguri tag to Maxine, who heads to the top rope and hits a crossbody. She locks the head, points to Candice, hooks the legs, and get a fisherman suplex for a pin for a 1 and 2. Maxine wants Candice. Indy takes the distraction and hits a short arm clothesline tag to Candice, who runs in and attacks the back of the head. She mounts, hits some rights, and slams Maxine down face first. Tag to Indy, who gets kicked into the corner, and Candice gets a flying tag. She grabs the boot. Maxine misses an enziguri. Candice drags her to the corner, swipes away at Ivy, but Maxine grabs her, hits a DDT. But this time it's Indy who does the dastardly deed. She distracts the ref just as Maxine tries for the hot tag. The ref turns to stop the faces. Big boot to Maxine. Candice covers. We get a 1, 2, 3. And it looks like Candice and Indy Hartwell have now made that step to being a heel tag team. Indy following her friend. A decent match. It was to tell a story. May not have been everybody's favorite match, but it got these two women, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, as heels. So we're going to have to see how that goes going forward and what we're going to see going there. Good solid match. I mean, you can write about it what you want. It was a simple match. It was more about the story than the actual in-ring work. But it did what it needed to do. And we got where we needed to get to. We have more information. All right. We get a video package for Damian Priest from Flap to Fab to Chump to Champ. It's a beautiful done. Okay, we get a video package for Damian Priest. After this, we see Damian Priest hyping up his Judgment Day brethren. Finn Balor wonders why he is facing Jey Uso tonight, and Priest tells him because he is the prince and he wants him to beat Jey's butt. We get some footage earlier from the day where Chad Gable is in the ring working, getting a workout in, getting warmed up against the Creed brothers as he's training for his match later tonight. Jackie asks him how important it is in this match. He says this is the most important. This is all that matters. He is excited. Jackie asks about the Canadian crowd. Gable says when he was on the Olympic team, he was in Minnesota. He was a Minnesota guy in Iowa, meaning everyone hated him. When he training Sammy, he showed all his weaknesses. And tonight, Master Gable will expose Sammy's weaknesses. Great promo package here to build on Chad Gable and continue the story between Chad Gable and Sami Zayn. In another solid match here, we had Dominic Mysterio versus Andrade. Dom trying to get back at Andrade for what happened and trying to get a win back after WrestleMania. This was a good, solid match here. Dom with a huge chop off. The fake handshake. Andrade shoots him to the ropes, but Dom holds on to the head. Gets a side headlock. Andrade backs him into the rope, then hits a shoulder tackle off the rebound. Chop to Dom into the corner. Rip from Dom. Andrade flies over the top rope, runs to the top rope, and hits a crossbody. A cover for 2, a no. Andrade with 3 amigos. Dom reverses the last one, though, and Dom hits his own 1, 2, but Andrade with the final one reverses it back. He heads to the top rope, climbs. JD's on the apron, and Dom crotches Andrade. We are back from a break, and Andrade has Dom in the corner. Andrade hits some running knees and covers for a 2. Andrade gets Dom to the apron with him in the ring. Big chop to Andrade. Andrade to the apron. Dom kicks, locks the head in his legs, but Andrade with a back. But then Dom hits a Canadian Destroyer on the apron. Andrade sells it greatly. He rolls Andrade back in the ring for a 2 count. Drop kick from Dom. Dom hits the ropes, but Andrade is up. Back elbow to Dom. Elbow to JD. Andrade with a message for the cover. 1, 2, 3. This match went 8 minutes, 39 seconds. It was a decent little match. Not the greatest match, but it was a decent match. It did what it needed to do and fulfilled the purpose. And got Andrade over. I'm sure this storyline is going to continue. After this, JD McDonough attacks immediately after the bell. He wakes up Dom and they double team him in the corner. Dom holds the arm as JD. It's right hands only for Ricochet to come down and make the save. And this sets up Ricochet and Andrade to team up next week against Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. So, good solid match here. We're going to get a tag team match next week. We're going to see Ricochet and Andrade team up. So that'll be an interesting combination and how they will play out and work out together. Seems like a fun match. This was a good match. Not the greatest match, but it was a good solid match. We got a lot of wrestling tonight. This was another 8-minute and 39-second match. Good, solid match. After a recap of Tonga's debut on SmackDown, Kathy wants to talk to Jey Uso. He says messing with the bloodline is a deep and dark road. And as for Jimmy, he told Jimmy to come with him. He needs to concentrate on Finn Balor, though. He's going to go catch this yeet down. Yes, my friends, Jimmy Uso is going to take on Finn Balor later tonight on this card. He's going to give a yeet down. And unfortunately, my partner in crime, who's normally here with me on Monday nights, the master of yeeting, the yeet master, the yeeter of the worlds, Mr. Clarke is not here. And we hope he will recover from what's going on. He's not feeling 100%. We hope he finds a way to recover and gets back to us as soon as he can. We will hopefully be happy to see him on Friday for the SmackDown post-show review. He will not be here on Dynamite. Dynamite will be another solo show that I will be running after I watch Dynamite. Hopefully it's not terrible, because I don't know if you all want to listen to me rant and rave about Dynamite on my own for 30 minutes. But we'll find out. I'll be here for that one. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Piper and Caden started off, but Piper shoves and wants both girls in the ring. They hit the ropes, and Piper hits a clothesline on both girls. Piper gets Chance in the submission, then allows Piper to tag in. Hit the sloppy right. Piper with a clothesline, cover from Green. 1, 2, no. Kick from Chance, drop toe hold to Chelsea, then a double knee. The back of the head, along with a kick from Carter. Carter got the tag and runs in with a pin for a 1-2 kick out. Green slaps Carter, goes for a tag, fails. Carter chops the chest again. Another and another into a flatliner to the shoulders. Katana to the top rope. Runs off the back of Chelsea Green into the arms of Piper Niven. She sends Chance flying out of the ring. Carter covers, but Piper hits the ropes and a low crossbody. Green rolls on her up into a pin for a 1, 2, 3. This is basically what you should expect between these two women in this type of matchup. This match went on 2 minutes, 14 seconds, and was a great, great match for what it was. It was a good match for what it was. A great match for what it was. It got over Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and they need to get over more and more. And it was a good solid match. So, I mean, it was a short match, but it did what it needed to do. I think it was pretty cool. They ran off the back of Chelsea Green into the arms of Piper Niven. A pretty impressive move. Cody Rhodes is backstage and walking with a microphone. Walking with a smile and his new belt. Yeah, he's backstage with Liv Morgan, and she asks if this is the end of the revenge tour. Liv is not the bad guy here. Rhea literally tore her shoulder out of her socket. There wasn't any love, right? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, shoulder for a shoulder. Rhea got what she deserved. The best part, this is not the end of the revenge tour. It's just the beginning. Your WWE champion is here. The crowd shows love with Cody asking them what they want to talk about in French. He wants to thank Pierce for allowing him here on Raw, even though he's a Friday night superstar. He can't reflect on Mania forever, especially with the pending challenge. He will face either AJ Styles or LA Knight at Backlash. He can reflect a little bit, though. This man said he'd be his shield. The crowd tries to sing Seth his song. Cody wants to thank Seth, and it does so. He then talks about The Rock and all the conditions he did for all the conditioning he did for the match. He thinks The Rock has more than one match left in him in typical fashion. The Rock told Cody he'd make him bleed again. The Rock is probably right, but in an amount of training and preparation can stop the fact that if Cody is going to bleed, The Rock will bleed with him. As for the bloodline, well, he's a bit confused. The introduction of Tama Tonga by the order of the tribal chief, and yet Roman Reigns was nowhere to be found. More questions than answered. He'd like to bring someone to the ring who knows the bloodline very well, a friend of Cody's, Jey Uso. Cody says Jey's the number one contender. Raw is about to belong to Jey. No one has earned it more than Jey. Jey helped him finish the story, and he knows when one member of Judgment Day is present, the rest are not far behind. So he'd love it if he had Jey's back like Jey had his. Jey shakes Cody's hand. and they hug. He appreciates it. He's got to do it on his own. Just be him, the Yeet Master, Mr. Yeet Down. Cody asks if he doesn't need him, if he's just got to do it on his own. He understands, and good luck. They hug. Cody stops, says one other thing. Cody says, until we yeet again, and then they share a yeet. Nia Jackson's backstage. She's here talking to Kathy, saying there are two types of women in this world. Then she says she is neither of them. She brings up the draft and then says that there are two more types of people in this world. Ugh, I hate me. Oh, Nia Jax. Anyways, the women's title is hers. We head to the ring where Jey Uso is still waiting, and Finn Balor comes down. We have Jey versus Finn Balor. Finn jumps him before the match and gets the upper hand after some breaking back and forth with a caveat from behind. Finn corners Jey, and Jey reverses. He hits the corner, hops up top, hits some right hands until Balor pulls him down. Right hands in the corner until the ref stops him. Balor with a drop kick. Jey ends up outside. We go to break. When we come back from break, Jey is getting all the offense in. Priest is shown backstage, and he's had enough. He thinks it's time to say hello. Finn rakes the ice, drops the elbow, then cover for two. Sling blade to Finn. He's up in the corner. He waits, runs right into a super kick. Jey to the top rope. He flies. Finn rolls out of the way. Jey rolls through. Shotgun drop kick to Jey. Finn Balor to the top rope. Kudik, no. Jey rolls out of the way. Spear. Jey to the top rope. Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. This match was 9 minutes, 7 seconds. A good solid match. Finn Balor, Jey Uso lock it up. Damian Priest comes down with his title to stare Jey down. He enters the ring and stands toe-to-toe with Jey as Finn watches from the mat. Jey attacks him from behind, and here comes Dom. Priest seems bothered, appearing as if he didn't know this was coming. Finn gets in the pace of Priest to yell at him some, then continues to attack Jey. Jey hits a super kick on Dom on the outside. JD chases. As Jey runs into the crowd, Jey sends JD into Finn and leaves up the stairs in the crowd. He turns to stare down Priest, who stands atop the rope in the corner. We get an angle of Jey walking through the halls towards the outside food area and follow him through the concourse. Jey pushes a fan out of the way and looks to leave the arena. He's gone and heads out the door just to see Sami Zayn staring up at the sky. Jey asks what he's looking at. Sami says over 25 years ago, the first show he ever saw in his life was in this building. All these years later, he walks in a champ. Tonight, he walks in through the front door the same way he did all those years ago. We follow Sami Zayn as he asks us if we'd like to see the best wrestling city in the world. We see Sami walking through a crowd of excited fans and falling back towards the stands as the music hits, and damn, yes, that was beautiful. Anyways, we cut to Chad Gable. Chad Gable is about to head out when Bronson Reed steps up and tells him whoever wins is going to answer to Bronson. So a great segment there. We had a great match between Jey Uso and Finn Balor. The fallout afterwards, the continuously falling out of possibly Judgment Day. Judgment Day can't hold it together. We're going to have to see what happens to Judgment Day. Very interesting twist. And then Jey Uso walking through the arena, up through the concourse, and out the building, running into Sami Zayn, and then the beautiful transition of Sami Zayn walking into his match. This stuff is really good, really interesting. Very interesting. The Intercontinental Championship's on the line, and Sami Zayn and then Chad Gable are here. The feeling out process is short-lived as Gable out-wrestles Sami to the mat. The crowd is pro-Sami and boos Gable as he gets a side headlock. Sami shoots him into the ropes, hops over, arm drag, one from Gable. Sami with his own wrestling moves and sends Gable out of the ring. Gable runs back in, hits the rope. Sami holds on, and Gable falls outside. Sami looks to fly, but backflips and lands on his feet instead. Gable back into the ring, and he goes face-to-face with Sami. We are back, and Gable drops Sami onto the rope, onto the top rope. Sami falls to the outside, holding his knee. Gable to the top rope. He flies off with a splash, and we see Sami's wife in the crowd. Gable to the top rope after sending Sami into the ring. Headbutt off the top rope, a cover for two. Gable tries to get a sharpshooter, but Sami kicks him away. Sami to the ropes. Gable with the throat check. Sami hits a clothesline back elbow from the corner. Sami to the second turnbuckle. Elbow to the head. Sami limps to the corner. Gable runs. Sami tries for an exploder, but Sami spins, rolls through into a pin for a two. Lock up, and Gable rolls through with an ankle lock. Sami shoots Gable to the outside. Sami kicks again. Sami to the apron. Springboard moonsault to Gable. We hit a commercial break. Back from commercial break, Gable is hitting an angle slam to Sami off the top rope. Gable locks up behind, hits a German, holds on, hits another one, holds on again. Sammy with the back elbow, another a spinning waistlock, a German from Sammy. He holds on, another German. He goes for a third, but Chad hits an elbow switch. German from Gable, switch from Sammy. German from Sammy, elbow from Gable, another switch, waistlock switch. They go back and forth, with Sammy ending with a huge German landing Chad right on his head. Both men are up, trading right hands. Gable flips forward with a Pele kick type move. Sammy to the corner, and Gable rushes him. Exploder to the turnbuckle. Sammy to the corner. He tries for the hula kick, but Sammy rolls forward and picks the leg. Ankle lock. Sammy shoots Gable out of the ring. He runs up the apron to the top rope, flies off the top rope, and Sammy hits the top rope, flies off the top, and Sammy hits him. So Chad Gable goes up to the top rope, jumps off, but winds up getting hit. Sammy reverses it into a power bomb. Sharpshooter for Sammy, but his knee fails him. He gets out. He collapses. He didn't get the hold. Sammy up in the corner, lipping as he gets there. Sammy waits. Gable's up, runs. Gable with the go behind. German into the turnbuckle. Gable to the top rope. Moonsault. Sammy with the boots up. Gable grabs the ankle. Ankle lock. Sammy rolls through for a pin of 2. Sammy staggers to the corner. Gable rushes him, and he hits another exploder. Sammy calls for the end. Haluva kick to Gable, and we get the 1, 2, 3. Good solid match between these two. This was a great main event. This was an excellent main event. Sammy and Chad Gable gave it to us all out there in the ring. This match went 17 minutes, 13 seconds. Good solid match here. Great storytelling. Chad Gable dominated most of this match, and Sammy kept fighting as the underdog as the beautiful story was being told here. You can't hate on that. After the match, Sammy is celebrating with his title as his wife watches on. The ref helps him up and stand. We got 2 minutes left. We get a replay. Sammy lays his title down on the mat and looks over at Gable, who's sitting in the corner in tears. Sammy crawls over to him, lays the title down in front of him, and sends his hands out to Gable. He pulls Gable to his feet and holds his hands up high. Gable shoves him and holds Sammy's hand at high and then leaves the ring. Sammy leaves the ring and has to celebrate with his family. He is holding his wife, or he's going for his wife when Gable is back. Grabs Sammy for a German suplex while he was... and Gable sends Sammy into the ring post, then into the announce table. Gable sends Sammy into the apron and Sammy to the post, and wraps Sammy in between the ropes. And then he gets Sammy tied up into the ropes and the ring post, and then he locks an ankle lock while he's pretty much on the second rope, and Sammy's hanging there screaming in pain in front of his wife. Show goes off the air after Gable let go. We got Gable turning heel tonight on Sami Zayn, and we'd all wondered if it was going to happen. We wondered if it would come to fruition. We've been seeing the signs. We just didn't know when it was going to happen. So, interesting to see how this is going to play out. Sami now being attacked by Gable. Gable going heel. What is this going to mean for Otis and Tozawa and Maxine? What is this going to happen to Alpha Academy, Alpha University? This is going to be interesting to see how all these things play out and who's what and where the story goes from here. A lot of stuff to talk about there as we move forward. But heck of a show. Good, solid show. Lots of wrestling tonight. Some storytelling. We're building through to the feud. So we have to get there, and then we'll really see everything start taking off again. So it's going to be very, very interesting how everything plays out. Anyways, good Raw. If you enjoyed it, make sure you drop your comments in below. If you're watching this later, I know not a lot of people have come through here tonight to watch us, and that's okay. We're on competition with everybody, I think, tonight. But it was a good show, good solid show. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Drop it in the polls and the ratings. Half the audience that have voted tonight thought it was awesome. Half thought it was good, so that's good. Of course, we'll be here. I'll be here again on Wednesday with a Dynamite post-show review on a solo mission. Mr. Clarke will join me hopefully back on Friday with a SmackDown post-show review. And as far as my nose is itching all of a sudden. And then tomorrow will be the release of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound podcast. Mr. Miguel Z has worked on that. That'll be coming out sometime around 6 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure you're here for that. Thursday, of course, you get This Week in Preview, which goes from Thursday to the next Wednesday, telling you everything to expect in the world of professional wrestling. So make sure you check that out. Any news or information that comes out in the next few days, we'll be happy to tell you. The new episode of Dark Side of the Ring, the Chris Adams stories, comes out tomorrow night. We are still waiting for the documentary about Behind the Curtain from WrestleMania 40. It still hasn't appeared, so we're still waiting for details on that. We are 1 week away. We are days away now. 6 days away from Dynasty. So on Sunday, it'll be 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you'll have your weekly rebound with me, Mr. Clarke, and Mr. Z all here. And then we're going to watch Dynasty, and after Dynasty's over, we'll be back with post-show review on all of that. So make sure you're here for that. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications. Give this video a thumbs up, whether you're watching it now or watching it later. Always helps, and we always appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Become part of the Value Wrestling family. We are setting the stage. We are here to be contenders, not pretenders, and we are going to be one of the best wrestling podcasting channels right here on YouTube, and you can believe that. And we are going to grow. We're getting really close to breaking down walls and making big changes here at the Value Wrestling. We just got to get a few more subscribers, and we need your support and help to get there. So if you'll hit that subscribe button, join the Value Wrestling family, we can promise you it's going to be a fun journey. It's going to be an exciting time because we're only going to get bigger and better from here. Now I'm just trying to kill time, just trying to push out this episode to a little more time. But I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for taking your time out of your busy night, whenever it may be, whether you're watching this live or watching this later. I always appreciate you. It should be a fun time in the old town tonight. We got plenty of wrestling on Raw tonight, so that should have satisfied a lot of people. We got more wrestling than maybe talk time. So we will have to see where it goes. We got the Chad Gable heel turn, and that's going to be interesting how that's all going to play out. And we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out as we move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to say goodnight, and we will talk to you the next one.
This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in